Hi, I'm Andrea, and you're watching Unwritten. Life doesn't come with a script or a manual. You might think you have the blueprints all figured out, and life throws you a curveball, and you have to pivot. This is womanhood. This is life in all of its beauty, messiness, and sacredness. Today's episode is about identity and identity shifts. I want to start us off with a quote from Paulo Coelho, one of my favorite authors from The Alchemist. When we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. Today, we are joined by my dear friend and mentor, Talitha, which is difficult for me to say sometimes because I've known her as Rain my whole life. And she's been in my life for over a decade. And you all may know her as DJ Rain from the Wake Up Club. But I would love for you to reintroduce yourself.
Yes. Well, thank you also for your kind words. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of this and to watch you grow it has been a blessing. It has been a real blessing. So I'm looking forward to see what else you create and what else you build as well.
Thank you.
And as far as I go, um, as we're talking about identity shifts, I currently have shifted out of DJ. Now I still DJ as a hobby, but just not professionally, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So going from DJ Rain to Talitha, which is my real name, my birth name, it has been a journey, and there have been a lot of emotions. And some days I cry, some days there's just nothing but joy and freedom and love and all of that good stuff. But it's a part of life, and you have to ride that wave. Well, from at least what I've learned. And so going from morning show co-host to a coach, a life coach, it has been a real journey of learning.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is I actually began my journey on the morning show starting with creating affirmations.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, something has to give, something has to change. But it was more so for myself.
Yeah.
Because I felt a shift coming. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, and that's something I've always admired about you too. When life does throw you those curveballs, I've watched you sit, process it, and pivot and move accordingly. But have there ever been times when you've clung on to a version of you or clung on to a version of how you wanted things to be, which made it difficult for you to enter into the next phase or the next chapter of life?
Absolutely. And you could, because essentially you don't want things to change because you're comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's what you know.
Hmm.
So when you start feeling the discomfort and then you start to see the unknown, like you're not sure how this is going to go,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that I want to stay here.
Hmm.
I don't want to go over there. I want to stay here. So I've shifted in my life a lot of times, more than I care to admit. And holding on to try to keep things the same has it caused a lot of suffering. Have I gotten better with it? Letting go? Yes, letting go is something, it's a skill that you have to
Yes.
build. It's a practice. It's something that you have to continually practice. It's not a one and done. So I've gotten a lot better with the art of letting go.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to careers that I've had, even my transition from working a job uh, to shifting to being a DJ full time,
Yeah.
to shifting to being a radio co-host, radio host, and then now on this next journey of life coaching and helping people navigate what they're going through. And I've been through it, so it's easier for me to help them when they're stuck and you can't see.
Yeah.
So that journey is, I still some days wake up and say, did I make the right decision? but I have to be okay with it because I did make the decision, even though I don't know what's next. And it's scary. It
Yes.
is. And when I hang on to things, I suffer. And
Yeah.
it becomes very hard. And life has a way of making you it will force you to let go.
Mm.
It will literally take, in my case, it took the shift of me having to give up everything,
Mm.
meaning everything in my outside world, everything that I owned, in order for me to go forward
Mm.
into who I am now.
Yeah, it's a very difficult concept to even process sometimes. Is you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If it's too comfortable, there's something off there. Like
Mhm.
I've learning to have the discernment between alignment and comfort. Sometimes comfort almost feels like a negative now, where
Mhm.
it's like I'm not pushing myself to my greatest abilities or like what I can see myself doing, because when I'm comfortable, I'm not scared, but being uncomfortable is very scary. And then if I push it, that's where like the discernment comes in and there's resistance.
Mhm.
That's when I know that's the decision I'm supposed to make.
Right.
Because when there's resistance, there's something that's like, it's like an internal battle where it's like, all right, girl, you gotta take that jump, you gotta make that leap. And the only inevitable thing in this life is change.
Mhm.
So if we don't change, we're going against our entire existence, it feels like.
Yes. Well, if you look at life as a whole, if
Mhm.
you look at nature, one of the things I've learned over the past couple of years is to watch nature.
Mm.
If you look at nature, nature is a great teacher,
It is.
and it will show you life. It will show you that nothing stays the same. Everything change, everything changes, and at the same time everything knows its place. We don't know our place because we were granted agency. We were granted a mind that we could
Yeah.
use as a tool to help us create, to help us navigate this world. But when you look at life and you see it from that aspect, you see the change, you see the growth, even in the seasons. And
Mm.
we're blessed because we have fall and it's so beautiful with the
Yes.
leaves and the leaves changing. So even if you can take that and let it teach you, it'll show you that you have to change.
Yeah.
We're going to change whether we like it or not because we are going
Mm.
to
It's
grow
life.
up.
Yeah.
We're going to become an adult.
Yeah.
We're going to
Oh, and it sucks. I hate being an adult so I hate it here.
yeah, like, so there are these things that are gonna happen and you can fight it, but if you fight it, you're going against yourself
Mm.
and it's gonna cause a lot of pain
Yeah.
and a lot of heartache and a lot of suffering that truly is unnecessary. It's a choice.
It is.
Like they say happiness is a choice. It really truly is a choice.
Yeah.
And it's something that you have to choose when you're ready.
Yeah.
And some people, it takes a long time for them to be ready. Sometimes life happens and it puts you in a situation where you're forced to change.
Yeah. And you have to pivot and adjust and move accordingly. But I love that about nature. That's why I love going on nature walks every
Mm-hmm.
day, especially now, like I'm on the East Coast. I'll put my little snowsuit on when it's snowing outside. I'll still
Yep.
go for my walk. And people always say, because I lived in LA for a while, I went to school out there, and they don't have seasons. It drove me nuts. And
Really.
people always like, they're like, how could you like move back to the East Coast? And I'm like, I need the seasons because
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot that time was going by. Things
Mm-hmm.
weren't changing. Everything was the same every day. It was like Barbie world. And I hated it.
Yeah.
But to go out into nature and to touch a tree and to sit in the grass and
Mm-hmm.
to watch the snow fall, it just grounds you and
Mm-hmm.
it makes the changes in life feel more beautiful because it's a part of nature. It's how life is meant to go. You can't always be in the season of summer,
Right.
and it won't always be winter. It's going to be spring again.
Right.
And I think being in nature helps me to remember that God's got me and everything's flowing in the way that it's supposed to. And if I just like keep my intention on like what is my goal, what is my purpose in this life,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel so far. Even when life does take you on a weird journey and like, what the hell am I doing over here? It's like if you just keep focused on the purpose and the
Mm-hmm.
goal, the seasons happen, the changes will happen, but it's all going towards the same direction.
Right. Because you have to evolve.
Yeah.
you have to become what you must become in order to live the life that you want to live. And that's where intention comes in.
Yeah.
And you have to set an intention. And I actually had to learn what intention meant.
What does it mean
Because
to
I
you?
didn't understand it. Like I would hear the word, like, you have to be intentional. You have to set an intention.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
And for me, I'm like, I knew what the definition of it was, like in the dictionary, but I didn't understand what that
Like
meant
the
for life, like how to
practice.
apply it.
Yeah.
And it took some time, but I figured it out. And for me, it's having an idea or a goal, whatever you want to call it, or your purpose, or whatever it is that you want to do. You have to have some sort of thing that you're aiming at. You can't like have a bow and arrow and shoot in the dark blindfolded. Like you're just shooting at anything but something. Like, oh, I knew that I always knew that I wanted to help people in some capacity. Even when I was a kid, I'll never forget. I was about 8 or 9. I was laying in bed and I was just looking up at the sky through the window on Clifford Avenue, and I'm like, I see the stars. I'm like, I just want to help people. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I've always had that thing in me, that desire, that passion, or whatever you want to call it, purpose to help people. My definition of helping people at that age, and then as I grew, it was one thing. I would be helpful around the house or whatever, because that's what I thought that's what it was, but it's not. It was something deeper than that. And this is where I'm going with the evolution and the intention. So knowing that I wanted to help people, whether it was through me being creative, whether it used to be writing poetry, writing stories, even rapping. I thought I was going to be the greatest female rapper of all time.
Spit a bar, spit a 16 bars real quick.
And then it turned into, I had a love for music, so DJing, and each iteration of that led me to something far greater than I could ever imagine. But the intention was to be able to help people. And as I grew and evolved, I was able to articulate it even more. That's getting clear. So getting clear on what you want to do. So having the intention, getting clear on it, and staying focused on it, and doing things that are in alignment with it. And you'll know, like you said, when you're going out of alignment, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
You'll know that you're going away from it, because things will be boring.
Yeah.
Things you'll just feel like this isn't right. This isn't, something is off.
And things aren't just like working out. I know that sounds like very almost like dismissive or flighty, but like when you're walking in your purpose and when you're in alignment and when you're obedient to what God is asking you to do, things just kind of work out in like the weirdest way. Like you just start having synchronicities and little things just start popping up, and it's like they're the little reminders to show you that you're like on your course. But then it's like when those things don't happen, that's when I'm like, all right, let me figure out how to get back to where I'm supposed to be. But with it being like because I like hear myself and you a lot. Like we always say, like we're just mirrors of one another. That's what the whole world is too. But when you find that your purpose is to help others, how did you learn for yourself to establish those boundaries so you weren't being guided by the wants and needs and others of how they defined what things were for you? And how were you able to still fall in alignment with helping others while still listening to yourself?
So I'm going to give you the very short version of a long story. So through DJing, me helping people, I wanted to provide a safe space, played through the music, where people could feel my energy of, the love and just being carefree. Lay all your troubles down. When you come through that door to this party, you're having fun. That's it. It's a good time. And then you go home, and I just provide that space.
Yeah.
Which then led to the journey in radio, and through that, just being that positive, that light, just that positive voice in the morning when you wake up, and then the affirmations, and started creating that. So I'm like, okay, there's a way. But it took me say, okay, there's another way that I can do this. There's another way that I didn't know what I was doing. So that's what I want to make clear is a lot of the stuff I didn't know what I was doing. I would just have an idea and try it. And then if it worked, oh, that worked better than what I thought. Okay, great. Once I started to figure out, okay, so doing this kind of stuff is helping. It's helpful. I'm getting feedback. Okay, so now what else can I do? Because I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of life is just getting out and doing it. It's not, you're not really ever going to know exactly how to do something, but you're going to go and you're going to do it. The boundaries came in when God, the universe, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, whatever you know is real for you. For me, I'll use God.
Yeah.
And one day I went to jury duty and it changed my life.
Not you caught the Holy Ghost in jury duty.
Well, because like you said, there's signs and there's things everywhere.
Yeah.
So I went
listen.
into jury duty and I'm like, I'm going to go into this with a positive mindset. Everybody around me was saying, oh my God, how horrible. Everyone said how horrible jury duty is. Oh, you can make something up to get out of it. And I said, well, no, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go and I'm just going to have fun.
Yeah. Expect the best.
Went in, had a blast. And each day it was because the case was tough, but each day I'm like, okay, how can I do better? How can I help people to hear each other?
Yeah.
And when we were meeting and deliberating, I'm like, okay, this didn't go well. Well, the next day I went and figured out a way to try to make it work better. When I came out of jury duty after 2 weeks, we didn't come to a decision and it was whatever. But most of the jurors on that case came to me and said, thank you for being that mediator, for being that light and helping everyone here feel seen. And that's when I knew, like, okay, this is bigger than what I thought. I now know what direction I need to go in to help people. And it's to help guide people through hard times. So once I came out of that, I was like, you know what, we're just going to take a leap. I believed in myself.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself.
Key.
Have faith that it's going to work out.
Know it's going to work out.
Once you find it, once you feel like you have your finger on the pulse, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
Take that leap. And then how I set the boundaries to keep me going in that path.
Yeah. So you didn't like drain yourself,
Well, in my case, in my experience, it did. At that moment that I made that decision, I said, I'm just going to take a full giant quantum leap into this. Beautiful. I gave up everything.
Yes.
My career. I was like, I'm just going to go for it this time. In that process of doing that, God said, okay, I need you to need me, but I need you not to need anything else. And took everything away to where I was homeless for a while. And, family came through, my brother came through and stayed with him a little bit and then kind of worked back up to what I needed. It was literally 48 hours, everything gone. And I'm like, I'm standing there. You talk about if I'm like, okay, we're doing this. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what. And all I knew, felt, and heard was, trust me. I got you. And things have been slowly working out. And I just follow those steps. And it goes to that, that motherly love, that baby, everything's going to be okay.
Yes.
And everything will be okay.
Yeah.
But you have to listen. You have to trust. And it takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
So those boundaries were created not necessarily by me, but by me.
Yeah.
And I really truly stay focused on my work, focus on myself, and that's it. Like, I don't let anything interfere with that. Are there times where I want to just say, you know what, forget this,
Right, for real. This sucks.
and do whatever? Yes, but
you have a purpose.
yeah.
You got, and letting go takes a lot of courage.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the most surprising thing you've learned about yourself in this shift?
Letting go.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were like more controlling over your life before?
Absolutely. Because before I felt like I didn't have any power.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
Like, I felt like life always happened to me.
To you.
Yep. You caught it. Life always happened to me. And that's just it. The way it works, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it.
I hate that phrase. It is what it is.
And it's whatever you get is what you get.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest thing for me, is taking back my power, knowing that I have the power to really live my life and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
The courage to ask, because I wasn't one person who would ask. I would just take whatever I could get. So having the courage to ask, and having the faith and believing in myself that I can and that I'm enough, because this world will tell you you're not enough. So it's having that sense of oneself, which is what your true identity is.
Yes.
It's not your role. It's not your degrees. It's not your position. It's not your marital status. It's not you being a parent. It's not any of that. It's not your role. And a lot of times we confuse that. Yeah. So it was me understanding that and not having a non-attachment to the roles that I either thought I had or thought I was. Yeah. So yes, I can DJ, but I'm not a DJ.
I just love talking to you.
You know,
I love talking to you, because you're just like I really hope y'all are picking up what she's putting down, because she's speaking so specifically, even just to remove all of the labels that the world has put on you. Daughter, friend, DJ, this, that, to strip all of that back is scary. To say, who am I? Without anyone putting anything on me, without me putting anything on me, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, removing all of that, that is frightening. But my favorite thing that you said, because I feel like we had Ray and I, we be having these 10-hour conversations, because the detachment versus non-attachment versus unattachment.
Yes.
And you said, I'm non-attached.
Yes.
Because I feel that when people are detached, there's an apathy there. And I feel like I often hear people like, you got to detach yourself. And I feel everything very deeply. Like, I am an emotional person. Yeah. And I can't detach, because I feel like that just is like a numbing.
Right.
But to be non-attached to these labels, that means something totally different.
Yes. And non-attachment is, for me, what I've understand it to be is you know that this thing exists, and you can feel a certain way about it. You're just not attached to it.
The outcome.
Right. Yeah. Not attached to any of the outcomes. And that's another that's very important too, with anything that you do, your goals or whatever. So it's not being attached, not detaching, because when you detach everything. It's like you cut the cords of all your emotions, everything. It's just like you're just a blank space. When you're not attached, you're aware, you know, and there you can be concerned. Yeah. But you're not running away with it. You're not ruminating on things. You're not holding on to things for dear life and not letting them go. You're just not attached to it. So if something happens or something doesn't happen, you're okay. Like, you're good. Like, I'm good if it does. I'm good if it doesn't. Yeah. And it's just, for me, it's turned into more of an enthusiasm for life. So when something bad happens, it's like, okay, where is this going? Yeah. Now, I will say this, that doesn't happen all the time, because there are times where things happen and I'm like, And I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? What's going on?
Right.
Um, but you have to let yourself in those times feel it. And
Mm.
one thing I want to say with you is because you're so emotional, that is your superpower. Those emotions, because they're like a GPS. They let
Yeah.
you know exactly where you are,
That part.
where you need to go, where you've been, and where you need to go.
That part.
So I've learned, and it's all a skill, it's all a practice, it's something that you
It is a
build
practice.
and that you do until it becomes you.
Mm-hmm.
And it does take work to get there.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing that I've learned up until this point, because I still have a whole lot of life ahead, a whole lot of life to learn,
Yes.
is that I let things go. I really do practice the non-attachment, even in a scary topic that's taboo that a lot of people don't like to talk about, even with death.
Yeah.
And having that non-attachment of life.
Yeah.
Like if I were to leave here right now,
Yeah.
and I asked this question, not every day, maybe like once a month, it maybe. If I left here today, would I be okay with the life that I lived? And I can say today, absolutely. Now, I don't want to leave.
Right.
But if I left here, I feel like I've done some work. Not a whole lot, but I'm just starting. I'm just scratching the surface.
Mhm.
I've done some work to help people and I've touched a life or two. I'd be okay.
Yeah.
But that's to give you an example of the non-attachment. Not saying that I want to go, not
Right.
saying that I mean I want to be here, but at the same time, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'll always be okay. And that's what I remember
It
every day.
it reminds me of that what is it, a parable of the Chinese farmer. Do we ever talk about that? I'm like obsessed with this story where like the Chinese farmer, he's out in his lawn and these like wild horses come by and his neighbor's like, "Oh my gosh, what great fortune. You have all these horses." And then the farmer's like, "It's neither good nor bad." And then the next day his son's riding the horse and his son falls off the horse and breaks his leg. And the neighbor's like, "Oh no, your son broke his leg." He's like, "It's neither good nor bad." Then the next week, the draft comes and takes all eligible young men. The neighbor goes, "Oh my God, that's fantastic." And because they can't take your son, he goes, "It's neither good nor bad." And it's just like letting life unfold and not putting a label on it of it being good or bad. That has helped me with non-attachment a lot too, of just like accepting and being present with things that are happening and the things that I do think are bad, which I'm grateful to have people like you in my community where it's I might see something as a bad aspect or a bad thing that I'm going through. And it's about just slightly shifting that perspective instead of labeling it as good or bad, just like taking a step back and just allowing it to happen. Instead of like, because sometimes like even just now, even with like the emotional thing, like I have been told that it's a bad thing. So then I've like internalized that in certain ways. And then to have someone be like, it's a superpower. Like it's all about shifting your perspective on things and not labeling it so harshly that it defines who you are. And then that can have it determines how you move through the world. And it can, like, if I see being emotional as a bad thing, I might be missing out on all these beautiful opportunities for me to be in alignment with, you know, my highest self that would utilize my emotions as a superpower, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's difficult because it's a blessing to in real time hear and watch your inner voice change as you go through these life shifts. How has your inner voice shifted, like from where you were, like, let's say 15 years ago to how you talk to yourself today?
Ooh. And the crazy thing is, I really don't have to go back that far because the shift has been so profound that I wouldn't even expect myself to be here. Like I didn't see any of this unfolding.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things with my inner voice is knowing that everything's going to be okay. So instead of being that person or that inner voice, because essentially you are that person, your inner dialect creates your outer dialect
Yeah.
of this world is, there's so much bad in this world. Can't get ahead, or I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not. One of the biggest things was my relationship with money. Another thing was my relationship with working for other organizations.
Right.
And how damaged it was because of all that I had been through over time with different companies and working for different organizations, and all of the suffering because of what I thought I should have had. Meanwhile, my behavior was I come in when I want to come, I come in late. I did good work. But there were other things that, that I understand why I didn't get that, position or whatever the case may be. Is so knowing that my inner voice would say, it's okay, you could be late, they'll wait, or whatever, like that whole I don't care attitude, or life is hard attitude, or life is a bitch attitude, all of that stuff. Though that inner dialogue used to play all the time. Now it's more, life is wonderful. Life is an adventure. Yes. I wake up and I'm here, and I get to be here. Yes. I get to do the work that I'm doing. I get to be a space of love. And it's gotten to the point where I've actually started, I talk to my body. Like, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you, because it is a tool. Yeah. And it's a part of you. It's all one. Everything. What you are on the inside directly affects what you see on the outside. Whew. And once I shifted my thinking, going back from jury duty to like, I'm going to have fun. And being curious, I want to see what this really is. That moment sent my whole world into a tailspin, to where I had to let go of everything, because it was an old way of thinking. It was an old way of being, in order to become this new iteration of me, this new greater version of myself, of who I am today. Because I don't think like I used to. All those thoughts that led up to that got me there. Like, I have to have this. I have to have the newest iPhone. I have to have the iPhone, iWatch, and a Mac. Like, I had to,
I'm like, I don't care.
Being a consumer. And it's letting go of all of that stuff, realizing that none of that stuff was making me happy at all.
It's filling voids.
Not even that. It wasn't even filling a void at some point, because I'm like, I'm not really happy. Like, this is not making me happy. Yeah. And even with how my relationship with my body, food, eating, exercise, once I let go, and like I said, I had 48 hours and everything was gone. And then, my brother helped me out. Right. And what I learned about food and my relationship with food and healing, you have to let yourself heal too. Side note. Yeah. Not only did I change my thoughts, but just by being present and present with myself, I actually released the excess of weight that I had. So I released 25 pounds.
Wow.
In a month.
Was it healthy growth?
Yes. I mean, it wasn't anything. It was just letting go of all the old, the hurt,
and
the
you
pain,
start to
the
see
healing.
too, is like, your physical world is a reflection of your spiritual world. Yes. So it's like, when you start to heal those things in your mind and your spirit, it's reflected in your body. It's reflected in your relationships. It's reflected in your lifestyle and the things that are happening. And sometimes that also helps me with like interacting with people too, especially when I'm home, because it's like, ain't got nothing to do with me. You got something going on with you. And I can see it on you. Yeah. And you have to just like release it, because like it's like it just like oozes off of you. And that's another like indicator too, when it's time for those shifts, or time for that recalibration, where it's like, this isn't how I look. This is not how I talk. This is not how things. So it's like, I have to go back within myself, and eating is a huge part of that too. Like, that's part of that helps shift how you move in the world too. It's like, it's easy to like stop at a fast food chain and grab like fries because it's on the way home, but like, to feed and to be grateful for this body that God has given us. It's like, I want to take care of it. I want to take care of this beautiful gift that God has given me properly so that I'm able to carry out my purpose in the way that needs to be carried out.
Yes, absolutely.
It's hard though.
It is hard, especially with everything that we have going on in our daily life.
Yeah.
But that's where intention comes in. Like being, if you know you're not treating yourself well, you have to get intentional to make the time, even if it's 5 minutes, to do something for yourself.
Be consistent with it.
And it all goes into letting go of what you think you should be doing because of your roles, not who you are, not your identity, who you truly are. And remember that question. I love that question. Who am I? That's a good question to ask daily.
Yeah.
Who am I? So that you begin to have a better sense of yourself, because this is what it's all about. It's having that sense of self and understanding yourself. It's not anybody else. It's not anything that you do. It's not the busyness. It's not, even if you're a parent, it's not you being a parent. It has nothing to do with that. It has all to do with yourself. And I'm not disregarding anything, because at the end of the day, yeah, you have a role. Your role is to be a parent, to mother. Even if you don't have kids, you can still be a mother.
Yeah.
So it's like you still have that role in some form in your life. Or if you're a doctor, you still have that role and a job to do, but it's not who you are. Could you imagine a brain surgeon walking around, if that's what they were every day, trying to do brain surgeries on random people? Like, you know what I mean?
Right. You have to have the
like
of life.
It's not you. You are you. And once you have a greater sense of that self, whether you call it your higher self, your consciousness, your spirit, or whoever you are, once you connect with that, oh man, your life, life changes. And there's more beauty, there's more love, there's more compassion, there's more of everything that you could possibly want, and even more for you. But it's on you to do the work.
It is on you to do the work. And as you're going through those shifts too, because I feel like there's often like a culture of selfishness, like where it's like, yes, it is your world, it is your life, but it's like, as you're deepening your sense of self and understanding of self, it allows you, I don't even know how to articulate it properly. There's a difference between being self-assured and being self-centered. And it's like someone that has gotten to know themselves seems so rooted in self that it doesn't feel self-centered. Does that make any sense?
Confidence. Yes. Boom. And that's something that I grew into, because you can't tell me anything now
about yourself.
That's you crazy. About like you can't. There's not like, I know who I am. I know that I'm enough. I know my value. It's not what I bring to the table, because everybody brings something to the table. But I know.
And miss me with that question. Please don't ever ask me what I bring to the damn table.
So like I bring the table, I bring the house, I
am the damn table.
Yeah, so it's having that, just that confidence of knowing what you know. And that's a saying. I was reading Martha Beck, and know what you know, and I know what I know, and no one can take that from me.
Yes.
And it's in that confidence that you're not selfish, you're selfless.
See, you articulated for me. Just what I'm saying. I can't articulate it. You done did it for me. And
it's really just you embracing and loving who you are, so that you can express that love. You can express that creativity in an even greater way. It's like you hit that, or you have that key that just unlocks the greatness that is within you. Instead of trying to search for and look for it, just stop. Sit and take a moment and be with yourself. See what you like. Know what you know about yourself. And in that's where you get that confidence. That's where you get that knowing. You got to, and it is true, know yourself. Love yourself. That. Self-care is not going to, and I'm not saying don't do this, because I know people will be like, oh, what do you talk? No. It's not just going to get your nails done. It's not just going to get your hair done or getting a pedicure.
Is that too, though?
It is. And it's truly loving who you are to the
Yeah.
point of you are in love with yourself.
Even without the hair, the nails, the
Right. You can look
Mhm.
at yourself in the mirror and say, "Oh, I love you."
Unconditionally.
Like when I wake up now, the first thing I say is, "Good morning, my love."
Mm.
Talk to yourself how God would talk to you. Just try that. Try that for a day or two and
Mhm.
see. Even if it's 2 words, talk
Yeah.
to yourself how God would talk to you.
Mhm.
And if you don't know God, whether it's Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in,
Mhm.
higher self, whatever, a mother, a grandmother, talk to yourself how that person would talk
Yeah.
to you.
And catch yourself. I have to
Mm-hmm.
do that sometimes when I'm like mean to myself or I'm like hard on myself. I have to catch myself. I'm like, and I have to hug myself. I'm like, it wasn't very nice of you. And I have to, and fill myself with love.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to go to one of our questions submitted from the WDKX Frontline. We have Amber, 38, and we appreciate you for your vulnerability. I left my job, ended a relationship, and recently moved back to the area. Now I don't even recognize myself or my life. Everything that feels familiar feels gone. Even Rochester is different. I need to rebuild my life and it feels impossible. Where should she start?
Woo! That's actually good that she feels that way.
Yeah.
That's a good thing because now it's time to do the work.
Mm.
Now it's time to figure out, not even because there really is no figuring, it's allowing.
Yeah.
To allow yourself to become your next greatest version of yourself.
Mm.
When you feel like you don't know who you are, you don't, like everything has changed, that's life reorganizing itself for you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be scary. It's going to be uncomfortable. And you may not recognize things. You may not even recognize yourself because you are shifting, you are evolving.
Yes.
So you may have to be a little bit more patient with yourself. You may have to really work on some affirmations for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Affirmations that you believe, not something that you read on social media, but you have to create affirmations that
Work for you.
that you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So start small and remember this is your beginning. So
Yeah.
you're a beginner now in this new version of your
Yeah.
life, and allow yourself to see beyond your circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that you can say, like you can even ask that question. Sit down for a minute, whether you journal or whether you meditate, you can ask that question. What good is here that is beyond my current circumstances?
Yeah.
What good is it that I currently cannot see because of my circumstances or my current experiences?
Yeah.
And then ask another question. Where am I to go next?
Mm-hmm.
What is my next step
Yeah.
that's in alignment with the greater version of myself?
Mm-hmm.
So those are some things and some ways that you can start and understand at the time that where you're at right now is right where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
And I don't like to use that word supposed, but it's right where you're to be right now.
You're right on time. And
Yes.
sometimes I feel like society, family, people, or even the things that we've begin to believe ourselves, especially like as women, you have to be on a certain timeline.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't get this done by 25, I didn't get this done by 30, I didn't get this done by 40, you feel like you're running out of time, you're not doing something right. But 3 words that are indicators to me where I need to like pull back and give myself grace is the shoulds, the woulds, the coulds, because
Mm-hmm.
they are very low vibration. I just feel like it exists in shame. And when I start to say, "Oh, I should have did this," or "I could have did that," or I have to reframe and remember God put me in this position, in this place at this time for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to take a step back and breathe and release and let go.
Yes.
And it always works out.
It will always work out, but you have to allow it to work out.
Yeah.
You know. So an affirmation that's good to use.
Mm-hmm.
I am willing to change.
Mm.
When all of the change starts happening, people start to look unfamiliar, feel unfamiliar, places, everything, and you're in for a ride. Allow it to happen. Don't try to fight it. You try to fight life, life is going to always win. Nature always wins.
Hello.
So just let go and ride the wave. And the one of the best affirmations is I am willing to change. And if you, even if that's hard for you to say, you can always add another willing to it. I am willing to be willing to change. And if that doesn't work, then I am willing to be willing to change. And even if you have to add 10 willings to it, it doesn't matter. Start there.
Yeah.
And then just let life happen as it happens and see where you go with it. Life is beautiful. It truly, truly is. Even the things that we consider bad, if you take a step back, like you said, you shift your perspective, you will see something good in it, even in tragedy. And I know it's so hard, especially in the time that we're in. Yeah. And I'm not doing a spiritual bypass. I'm not disregarding anything or anyone's feeling or the tragedies. I've suffered many tragedies in my life. I've suffered trauma. And it's all a part of the healing process. But you have to allow that to happen. And you can feel what you feel it, and let it go. And forgiveness, but that's another whole other podcast.
A whole other conversation, baby.
Yeah.
But the traumas, the heartaches, the losses, they're building blocks, and you learn from them. Anything, like I was saying this with another friend, there's no failures in life.
And absolutely
there's no failure. And that was very difficult for me to understand, because I'm very much of like, I feel like I've messed up or I've failed, and then I would just kind of like give up, or I'd be so hard on myself. I just love the phrase, it's R&D, it's research and development, baby. Like it's just it's just adding to the character, and learn from it and be okay with it. But so you kind of already, beat me to the punch, because we both love an affirmation, but I would like to take a breath with you and say some affirmations. We're going to add yours as well.
Okay.
So let's take a deep breath in and out. I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am willing to change.
I am willing to change.
Yes.
Ooh.
It feels
Those
good.
are some good ones.
Yes. So as we're talking today, I was thinking about a book that has really made an impact on my life. And The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Have you ever read that book before?
Yes, you actually.
Oh yeah, I did. Yes, I love that book. So if you have not read that book, I encourage you to purchase it. The takeaway that I have for you today actually comes from that book. As we are shifting through life, as we are redefining our identities and figure out who we are and what we enjoy, I want you to make a list of 5 things that you used to love to do as a child, 5 things that you love to do now, and 5 things that you've always wanted to do. And over the next few weeks, I want you to do one thing from that list each week, and just rediscover the things that make you happy, the things that you love, and the things that you've always wanted to do, and just push yourself beyond your own expectations of yourself, and allow yourself to fall in love with yourself again, unconditionally. But I want to thank you so much for coming. I want to keep talking to you, but I know. Like we're a little bit over. Sorry, girl. But I really appreciate you a lot, and I love you very much.
I appreciate and love you too.
Thanks, girl. But I want you all to just leave with the thought, if I'm not who I thought I'd be, who am I?
Ooh.
Life happens, career changes, people come and they go. But we aren't meant to stay the same. And we just have to make room for the unraveling and the return back to ourselves. This is Unwritten, and your story is still unfolding.